Okay, guys, so let's talk about why most people fail at digital real estate, at the rank and rent model. And anyone that's out there that's teaching a program or selling a program or is on YouTube or doing anything of that nature that's telling you that the majority of people make money, that the majority of people succeed, is lying to you, because the truth is most people fail. Most people get into this, and for a myriad of reasons, they end up failing. But what I've seen now from, being somebody that's teaching it, that has a program that has, north of 500, almost 600 students, and also somebody that's been in other people's programs as a student learning this and almost giving up multiple times myself, I have seen that there are some commonalities between the people that do quit, okay, and that give up and that stop actually trying to make this work. And so I want to talk about that today. For those that don't know anything about my story, I've been doing this for 7 years. 2016, thereabout, bought a program. First of all, I heard a podcast, heard somebody talking about it. I was like, man, that is the business model. That sounds like Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That sounds like passive income. That sounds like escaping the rat race, except I don't have to go and buy actual physical real estate and have all this capital. So I get into it. I'm like, hey, look, instead of me going and trying to figure everything out and going to YouTube and piecing this and taking notes, why don't I just go buy a program? And hey, this guy's got a lot of case studies and it looks good. Got on a call, boom, bought a program, done, okay? And even with that, guys, and seeing other people succeed and having that somebody hold my hand, and get this, guys, I even got 2 deals in my first couple of months while I was doing my door-to-door sales job. I got a couple deals. I still got too smart for this. I still got too cool for this. I still got distracted. And I was like, hey, I'm going to go start a software company. Knew nothing about software. I mean, just a complete joke. Got distracted. Anyway, ended up finding my way back. And then again in 2019, I was making money, but I wasn't making enough to where I'm like, I'm 60 hours a week and I'm barely scraping by. I just couldn't justify it. And so in 2019, the very end, December, I almost walked away again. And thank goodness I didn't, because 8 months later, I was on track to do 7 figures, and we ended up doing 7 figures in 2020. And I'm telling you this because even with me, I bought multiple programs, north of $20,000, probably closer to $30,000 in programs. I have had all kinds of connections. I have reached out to people and picked their brain and asked them this and been on coaching calls inside these groups. I've done all these things, and I still got distracted once and almost quit once. So twice I almost walked away from this model that has now made me millions of dollars. And now, as somebody who's teaching this, as somebody is literally watching people in my program come in excited, they want to do this, they want to change their life, they want to make enough money to take care of their family, quit their job, travel the world, whatever the case may be. And then watching some people succeed and scale up to, $40,000, $50,000 per month. These are real figures, guys. Go and watch the case studies. You'll find them if you dig around inside of our free Facebook group or on this channel. These are real figures of people. And by the way, this is top line, but $40,000, $50,000. And then on the other hand, seeing people come in, same training, same me, same everything, same scripts, and just give up and quit and not do anything with it. And so, guys, I'm going to tell you that the biggest thing that I've seen from myself and from students that do not succeed and the ones that do succeed is the difference is very, very subtle. It's not they had a sales background. It's not that they came from this background, that they speak English as a first language, or that they are, from this country or that country or the rest. They have a tech background. It is simply that the ones that succeed, okay, I'm going to talk about the ones that succeed first. They have a mentality of, I am going to do this until it works. And that may be a month. Hopefully it's a month. Hopefully it's a couple weeks. Hopefully it's less than 6 months. Hopefully it's less than 3 months, whatever the case is. It may be a year. It may be 5, but I am doing this until it works. That's the mentality. It's like, I'm going to do this until it works. On the other hand, the people that fail, the people that give up, the people that right now are not going to see this because they've gone ahead, they've tried it for a month or a week or 2 months or 3 months, and they've written it off and I'm going to go chase the next thing. They had the mentality of, I'm going to give it, XYZ period of time. And if it doesn't work in that time frame, I'm out. I'm going to give it, I'm going to spend this much money on ads. And if it doesn't go, I'm not doing it. Or I'm going to, whatever the case is, you can insert anything into XYZ, right? I'm going to do it until this thing instead of I'm going to do it until it works. And that is literally the difference. And for me, and I'm bringing this up because in 2019, I was like, well, I'm going to try this. And if I can get to this number by this date, then I'm going to keep doing it. If not, I'm going to look for something else, right? We've all had this mentality with something in our life. And I had that mentality until 2019. And guys, I sat down one day, and if you've been on my channel, you've probably heard this a million times. I sat down with a yellow notepad and a pen, and I just eliminated distractions, and I wrote my goals. And I was like, I want to get to $100,000 per month. And I really figured out why that was, and I figured out what drove me. And I sat there and I went, you know what? In order for me to actually accomplish what I say I want to do, which is $100,000 a month, I have to be in business for myself. Check. Okay. That checks, this specific model checks the box. It has to be internet-based because it's scalable. Check. It has to be recurring income. Check. It has to have assets. Check. So I have control. Boom, 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 boom. And I kept like going down this list of like, how am I going to get to $100,000? And guess what? Every single thing that needed to happen for me to hit that magical $100,000 arbitrary number that I had set for myself, this business model checked. And I sat there and I went, man, yes, I could go and I could sell for somebody else, and I could go and be somebody's sales guy, and I wouldn't have the stress. I could just have a calendar of appointments, and I could sell deals for them. However, I'm never going to get to that $100,000 and beyond. I never will do it because it just doesn't work. I can't do it by making a commission. I have to own the thing. And so I made the decision. I'm like, look, this is a big boy decision, but I am going to figure this out. And I don't care. And this is when everything changed for me, is I changed the mentality of, hey, I'm going to try this until December. I'm going to try this until July. I'm going to try this until, my wife says I can't do it anymore, or somebody else brings it up, or I see something else, to I am going to make this work. And I don't care if it takes me 10 years. I don't care if I have to spend $100,000 in ads. I don't care how many more programs I have to buy. I don't care how many late nights and early mornings and TV shows I have to skip and golf rounds I got to skip with my buddies. I am going to make this work because it checks all the boxes. And lo and behold, as soon as I had that shift, it didn't happen instantly. I remember January 2020, it was the average. I think I got a deal. February the same. And March is when the whole world collapsed, as we all know, with the whole pandemic. And I got very, very, very focused in March, April, May, June, July. My entire life changed. And I went from, I'm going to do this until XYZ thing, and if not, I'm going to bounce, to I am doing this until this freaking works. And so I always say, be okay if this takes you forever, right? Have the mentality that if this takes me the rest of my life, okay. And not to be satisfied with that, not to be complacent, not to, expect that, but be okay if it takes forever, okay? If the work never finishes. However, live each and every single day like it's the last day, and like this is the day that you have to do the things that are going to get you to the goal. So you want to be quick and you want to move quickly in the day, but you want to make sure to have that patience long term. So the short of it is, guys, after having almost 600 students come through my program, seeing thousands of other students and other programs that I've been a part of, watching people in my free Facebook group, in my free Discord, and watching the ones that succeed and the ones that don't. It has nothing to do with the prior skill sets, has nothing to do with sales experience, has nothing to do with English as a first language, has nothing to do with any of that stuff. It literally has to do with, I am going to do this until it works. And I don't care if that's 10 years, I don't care if that's 5 years, or if it's a month, but I am doing this until it works. And when you have that mentality, you tackle problems differently, and you start coming up with solutions because you have to make it work, as if it were the only freaking option. This is think about this. This is your only business opportunity. Okay. There were no other business opportunities. You either could get a job at a 9-to-5 with a capped income, right? A capped salary, or you had this opportunity. Guess what? Way more people would be successful because this would be the only option. This would be the only thing that they could make work to get them out of that situation. And because of that, they would make it work. This is the reason why 99% of people fail at this business model. Don't be part of the 99%. Be part of the 1%. I'll see you inside.